Can anybody hear me now? Mic check. Yep, I think I can hear myself now. Okay. I don't know what I've done differently. I mean, I use the same setting every time, and somehow it just doesn't work. Maybe it's because of the update, and it kind of like change things around. It's always good to do this test. So I was running my mouth for the past 5 minutes, but nobody could hear. Uh, isn't that nice? Okay. So I can repeat it because it's no biggie here. But anybody who was here, thank you for joining. Let's see. So what I was saying is scalping. When you're scalping, when you are trading on the lower time frame, the daily is the cornerstone of your bias. Even if you're swing trading, you still need to use the daily time frame, okay? In order to figure out where price is going and how far it is going. So the daily, even if you swing trading, you want to know where your entry is going to be. So on the weekly, so you know where it will go. And also, if you're trading on the lower time frame, you want to know, okay, where is it most likely price is going to, and then based on that you can determine where to enter and target where we're going. So if you watch my weekly review from last week that I dropped on Saturday, most likely I told you there are three possible scenarios. Scenario number one, you may see price drop. Obviously did not drop low enough, but I said price was going to drop low enough. Let me make sure I can remove some of these markers here. It'll drop low enough and then aim for this high, and that's it. I said that's probably the most likely scenario number one, that it will drop low enough and aim for this target on top. Oh, hold on a second here, let me remove those, do not block, so I can see the lows. Okay, so yeah, now it's clean. So I said there's a possibility that will go to 325, 388. So you'll probably aim for that particular area right here, somewhere in that vicinity, and taking a look at this liquidity void here. And I want to make sure I highlight everything. So when I drop to the lower time frame, I kind of have an idea where it's trying to go. And despite everything going on around the world, despite all this fear mongering, you see the prices just still keep going up. Now that doesn't mean it's bullish. That doesn't mean it's bearish. Apologize for that. So it's just price is just doing what it does. It's against what everybody thinks. I mean, most people think by now price will be going lower and dipping. The market will be crashing. No, it's just sitting, chilling, going on a range. it's it's impossible to tell like if it's bullish or bearish. It's just going on the range. So it's just kind of like in the middle of the road, and that's a daily chart. Okay. I did mention maybe a couple weeks ago or a while ago. I said if we lose this low, okay, if price close below this low here, which is the 1121. If it close below this low, meaning you have a big red candle that close below it, I don't want let's just say 23,918, and then price go back higher and then start going lower, then I would say that's a bearish market at that point. Okay, so I believe that's what I mentioned a little. That was a while ago, but so far it looks like that low on 11/21 has not been taken out yet. So we're watching and waiting. That doesn't mean it will not get there, but it just means that it's going sideways. And at this point, I would just safely assume that things are bullish, and that's where you will go until it proves you otherwise. Well, the best bet and best case scenario is to make sure you don't overtrade and over leverage. That's probably the word of cautious here. All right, so and I'm sure on the lower time frame, price is just going higher and higher and higher. And before I even get, I think it may just hit my target by the time I get all this done. And then by the time I try to trade it, and it's just probably gonna go sideways, which I don't like. But anyway, there's that, and I want to make sure I paint this red. Yo, yeah, it's getting there quick. It's getting there really quickly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes getting the time, like I mean, I kind of have an idea of a time frame or time zone, a particular time where I think a target may be reached, but it's never exactly 100%. Okay, so let me go and drop now to the 1 minute, and then it'll start making sense. Okay, so as you can see, I should have painted them differently. It's okay. So that level here, I said if price is bouncing up and down on top of it, there's more likely it'll probably just keep going higher and higher. So there you have it. And then this is the line that I draw, and right on top of it, this is the liquidity void right here. I forgot what day was that, but that's the liquidity void. You want to make sure you annotate it. Okay, that's that. So everything that I had on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame, now is transferred to the lower time frame. Now at least I have a little bit of a roadmap on what's going on, or at least best case scenario, it can explain how price is behaving around those particular level. Okay, uh, let's see if this will be very forgiving to help me go back to the higher time frame, which is the daily. So I know I painted a whole lot of blue and none of it makes sense. Like, okay, they're all blue. How do we know which one is which? Come on, man. All right, so let's see if we can make them different. And that's the part of live streaming, right? So it's just that, and then in order to make a, I'm gonna make a dash line, and you'll be able to see that. And the one in the middle here, so I'm gonna shade the outer edge as yellow, meaning there's a potential that it may come back and go back lower, whatever the case may be. It's slow, but it's not as slow as I thought it would be. And I'm gonna paint this one green because this is the part where I said, hey, if it start punching higher, uh, it's just gonna keep going higher from there. And then let's just paint it green. So it's just kind of like painting these different colors. So when you drive into a lower time frame, you'll be able to see. Okay, well, I see what that means now. So this one is February 12th. So 12 gap. Okay, let's just call it daily gap. And these are all the annotation that you need to make. And you need to make this annotation like before price start going up like this. Okay, because by the time, and as you can see, by the time I'm doing it now, price is warring higher. and you're missing on a lot of moves. Okay. Let me drop back to the lower time frame. Okay, so this is all daily annotation. And as you can see, look how it moves around it. Look how much time he spent on it. Right? And this is still the daily, and that was the green one. So now if you open up your chart, you probably will see the same thing that I do see. And I'm just scrolling in the back in the past and see how it moves around it. That's a Sunday open. I mean, let me see, it could be 22, 20, 22. Yeah, that's a Sunday open. Open lower, going low and low. Create some kind of a bow. Go back into it. Drop. And I said I'm gonna go one more time, knocking at heaven's door. Up, up, lower, and then market open, boom. Now at this point, it's still bullish. Okay. I'm anticipating to drop into this gap here. It may wick a little bit lower than that and then go higher. So I'm gonna show you the gap I'm talking about. So to me, when I'm looking at this price action here, there are two gaps that are important to me. This one, and I'm gonna highlight it. I mean, it may get there, it may not get there. And if it doesn't get there, that's even more sign that show that he wants there's a target he needs to reach and he wants to get there very quickly. And then there's this big gap here, but obviously it's encapsulated into the daily gap, so I'm not going to highlight it. But let's consider this premium, and then let's consider this discount, and then the one in, so this whole thing in the middle here, it means a lot to me. It's like, okay, why did this thing happen here? It's building up, it's stacking up, getting orders, firing, getting orders, and then boom, it fired up. It'll be the same thing here. It's stacking, getting orders, right below this low. But this gap was important too. But I assume and I thought it would probably go a little bit lower and then go back up. And now obviously you can use the fib. Now the question you may ask is, how do you know it's gonna retrace lower or much lower, or if it's just gonna keep going higher and higher? Well, one way to know if it's just gonna keep going higher and higher is to, okay, you have to watch the news to figure out, okay, what's going on, and then if there aren't any major upheaval going on around the world. But the one of the number one thing that will show you that price is just gonna keep punching higher and higher. It's been going on a consolidation for what, a day or two. So once it finally skipped velocity, which is your proof here, today at 1932, this is your proof that it skipped velocity and that there's a predestination it's trying to reach, and it's gonna try to get there very quickly. And the destination, at least to me, it is 25,362, or it's gonna get into this daily liquidity void. And as you can see, I'm looking in that small corner here. High is trying to punch higher, and it's 10 a.m. I don't think it's going to reverse yet. Me, I'm just waiting for price to drop, so I might as well just do this. Just put it right on top of that daily target here, or potential target, and then try to wait and see if it's gonna drop to this. Okay. So, or what may end up happening, you may just sharply drop and then go lower than this gap right here, and then keep going lower, get into this discount gap here, this big gap, or maybe get to the half of it, and then we'll zoom in to go higher. And now it's 10 a.m. And like right around 10 a.m., 10:05, that's when things kind of slow down a little bit, which is why I kind of switched my live stream, going from instead of 10:30, I go instead at around 9:30 because I wanted to take advantage of all this price action. But now I'm starting to see maybe I need to come in a little bit sooner so I can do all the prep work before, and then kind of take advantage of it. But hey, you know, live and learn. So now at this point, now I'm trying to think, okay, is it gonna go? Is it gonna keep going higher and higher from there, or is it gonna go lower? This is the part where I just sit and wait. And yes, trading is a lot of waiting. It's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of weigh out the pros and cons. You don't want to just go in gun blaze because you're not gonna win this race. So, so if it's going lower, um, now using my fib, I'm gonna try to go lower within the area of 23% and 38.20%. Now you may ask, okay, what am I talking about? The 23%. So I have my fib here as the potential target. It has not create that swing high that I want, but the moment it created a swing high, and then it take out this low here, which is at 958 or maybe 957 on your broker's account, which is the low is at 23,305. Once you break down that low, go higher, I will go short within that Fibonacci of 23% that you see here and 38%. Once it reaches below 50%, I'm no longer shorting. Okay, so that is that. And another area you can anticipate to see if it's going short. So you can see how it created a high, went lower, and then created a higher high. I want to see if it's going to trade below the half of this candle here. I know, other people they use very fancy stuff like book map, and then they use all the kind of tools, and I'm sure they are very useful, but at the end of the day, those tools they don't tell you exactly okay what you need to do next. You still gotta do a little bit of thinking, a little bit of where are the pros and cons. You still need experience. You still need to take a look at the chart to see what's going on, and then you make a best educated guess based on the decision, based on the information that you're receiving. Okay. And as you can see, that half, that candle that I split in half, as you can see, you see the reaction toward it. Like it does that every time. I don't care how it trades around it. I don't care if it's just trade really fast, really quickly, pass through it. All I want to say is how it reacts around it. So why is it why the half of this candle? what's going on with it. It does look like it's spending quite a bit of time around it, right? So it's deciding whether if it should go lower or if it should go higher. I mean, you have all this on top, so I don't know if it's going lower. Like, what is the point? And just because you know all this doesn't mean you will not lose. You just want to make sure you make the most educated, best case scenario, right? So that's that. Let's see if it's as bullish as I thought it would. I'm gonna aim for this target here. I'm gonna take a cheap shot. Now, what's going to happen is once it goes lower than that, it close lower. Now it's bearish. Now it's gonna accelerate much lower. Now at this point, I can reverse, or I can let it hit my stop. Okay, I think it may go a little bit past it, but I'm gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, what I would want is before it does that. Well, I guess it's still 10 a.m. Usually, probably start reversing after 10:15, 10:30 a.m. and all the way until 2 p.m. That's when they start reversing. Now, at this point, I want price to go up and close above it. If it doesn't close above that half, it's gonna go much lower, and there's a high probability that I will just reverse. I want it to close. I'm gonna close above it. So it's just gonna kiss it and then probably go much lower. If that's the case, then I want to mitigate it. So what do I mean by mitigate my losses? So I had two trade, two contract, and I'm not so sure what is it trying to do. So and now instead of having two contract, I have one contract. Why? Because of this little silly dances that it's doing here. Not a fan. Now you might say, why did you go long? I mean, there are times you go lower than this, and next thing you know, it's doing that little dance, and then it poop, it pops up. So that can happen too. So it seems like it really got really close to that daily target, and yeah, didn't quite get there. Um, I don't think it's done here. I think it's gonna go back up. Yeah, I really don't think it's done. I think it's more than likely it's gonna go back up and finish this off. Yeah, there's a lot of waiting you have to do to get in, and a lot of waiting for price to do what it needs to do. Nothing exciting here. even if I had the intention to go short, it still wouldn't be a good area for me to go short because there's nothing decisive here that say I need to go short until maybe now. There's another potential area you can mitigate your loss. If you put it right here, more than likely it's gonna try to go up to this level. You kind of like reduce your losses a little bit. Yep. And then it's not gonna be a big loss. And if it ended up going higher and higher from there, then you get half. You lose less, I guess. Yeah, clearly I missed out on all the heavy price action that was going on down below. And unfortunately, I seem to happen to get in at the worst time. But again, how would you know like it open up? I mean, that's a bad area too to get in. Like you wouldn't know what it's doing. Is it gonna go up above it and then go lower? It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's literally like dying off. And then at around, let's just say 10:19, between 10:19 and 10:33, you're gonna see a lot of movement one way or the other. So in about 5 more minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's done here. I mean, there's a lot of unfinished business on top. Now, my question is how much lower is going to retrace to? That's always one of my so it can knock me out. So there's that. So there's a breaker, high, low, high, high. I'm not feeling this. Like the way it breaks below it, it's just too weak and too lethargic. But stranger things have happened. gonna delineate 1019. So it's 1019 right here. And probably all the way to 1037. Let's just put it 33. Okay, there's a potential area for bounce. As you can see, it's bouncing in that particular gap here. Alright. Looks like it's held back on going lower. See if I'm quick enough so you can grab that and go lower. Missed. Don't you love it, man? Okay. Alright, so the stop loss, move it above that low, high, and the lower low. So that high, low, higher, high. So you move it above that high. Let's see. So go back to what I mentioned earlier. So you split that candle in half, and it gave me the impression that it wanted to go higher because I wanted it to take out that high first before going lower. But it seems like, it went lower and stopped me out. And then what? I mean, I don't like the way it went below that low, but yeah, I'll rock with it and see what it provides. And to me, I think this is a retracement to go lower, and it's gonna try to go higher. But it's kind of like to me, it's kind of like all over the place. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get my first a partial here at bullish order block. I really wanted to aim to get the partial here, but I'm like, let me get a little greedy and get over here. And there's another potential target down below. Now I want to go back to the daily and see if I had it accurately set up that red line on top. Okay. So this is the red line I'm talking about. So you got this lows. So what's that? 25, 36125. question is, does it have to be that accurate? I guess sometimes it does. Dot 25. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably off of it by a tick. Uh, yeah, it keeps bouncing up and down, back and forth. Damn, look at that. See, sometimes why you have to be so precise. That daily here, the 25, 26, 1, 2, 5, it got there, but probably missed it by a tick. Yep, by one tick. It misses it here at 10:01 by one motherfucking tick on the daily. Ay, it's all good. It's all good. Uh, Usually, when you see wicks into a gap like this, it's usually a good sign that it's gonna go in the opposite direction. So the price engine is looking at this as a discount gap. So this is the benefit of waiting, right? So if I was waiting and keep going on my plan, I would have been able to go long from here and not suffer a loss here. I mean a loss there, and potentially another loss here. So stick to your plan. See the benefits of sticking to your plan and making sure that you follow on what's going on the daily. So even though you know the information, that doesn't mean you will not lose. Because what gets in their way? Personality, impatience, ego. Um, try to put on the trade just to show you guys there's something going on, that the ticker is moving up and down. So yeah, you got all that going on when you're live streaming and all that stuff. Now, if price go into it and then close, then it's gonna go much lower, and it's usually not a good sign. Like right now, it's usually not good. Like if I was going long from here, that's not good. I mean, it should have gone up and keep going up. There should be no stopping here. Yeah, there you go. So even if I'm wrong, I'm on the wrong side. I'm expecting rapid movement on the other side. Yeah, it's a lot of rejection. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Like it can do all of this and still go lower. So let's see what it does next. Yep. So it seems like it's gonna keep warring higher and try to hunt for the daily liquidity void, just like I expected to be on top here. Mm. Yeah, but like, why the hesitation? Like, either side you in is just not helpful. If you long, let's just say if I had went long from here, and I have all this wick and all this conviction that it's gonna go higher, why is it not getting there yet? Better. Let's just say I reverse. Is it gonna keep going higher? I don't have the confidence that it is. Because it can, and I'm gonna show you. You can just get there and start going lower again. And I think it just did. Hold on. Oops. Nah, this one. Okay. It may get to this level here, which is 25, 325, 25, and go lower from there. That's why patience is key. But again, if I was going long here, I wouldn't feel confident that it's going to hit my target. Like this is a lot of efficient trading. Like it's trading efficiently here, so it's giving back a whole lot of territory that it gained going lower. So let me reverse. And now I'm at a significant loss at this point. Again, I should have stuck to the plan that is gonna retrace lower here and go higher. See the point of sticking to your plan? Why it works? Let me try to aim for that particular level here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some more juice out of it. I think he's going to target this level right here. I'm gonna have to wait and see. If it drops lower one more time, I'm gonna try to add in one more contract. Let's see if it's going to get there. Man, he took all of them. Jeez. Oh my lord. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating all that. But hey, now we're in there. Yeah, now I need to offload some of those. target does quite a typical high here at least. It's a low hanging fruit, maybe 10, 15 points. And then the original intended target, got another one in the middle here. So hopefully that will get me in the green. So weak and lethargic. Again, why did I reverse? Is I'm seeing originally I said this it will retrace into this gap here, okay, and it may retrace a lot lower than that, but apparently it did not. And the reason why I was convinced that it did not is because it just wick into it. There was no body, no candle body into that gap. So to me, I said, okay, this is the floor. It's going to hit that floor and then keep going higher. Again, doesn't mean it's not gonna go higher from there. And if it does, I'm just gonna close and then be done for the day. That's enough damage for one session. I mean, to the point I can't even get a partial to this level here. That's bad. I mean, to me, I think at least I should get that partial at that 25, 345. And then all this is just to collecting data, right? Based on how you trade, based on your experience. And then next time when you're formulating your ideas, um, and then you can say, okay, you know what? Maybe I misread this, and then you kind of like go back and analyze, okay, what went so wrong? Okay, you may just get on top here and then melt lower, and all that I mentioned before just doesn't mean anything. Okay, so there's that also going on. And then why is it taking so long here? That's that's just the algorithm. That's just the algorithm. We're doing this thing here with a major high or very close to an high, and then now it's just taking this time. I don't. It may not even get to that liquidity daily liquidity void here, so I have to wait and see. See now that's problematic. That's real problematic right there. Yeah. So if it hit my stop, that's it. I'm done. I'm done for the day, and I'll just pick another day or another session that's much more suitable for me. It was good while it lasted. So, lesson here, it could barely get to that level. Like, it couldn't even get there. So, that means it's getting really weak. And this is what I mean by that. So, you got the bodies here. It couldn't even get to my partials. So, that means it's really weak. Efficiently traded all this area, and then now it's just gonna aim lower to this level here, which is what level is that? 25,212. Okay, so that's that. Um, yeah, once it hit my stop loss here, I'm just gonna close out the session and just wait until 1 p.m. and then I'll just re-engage. And yeah, that's a confidence buster right here because I was confident at least it will get to that relative equal high and then start and finish off this business on top here and then recoup some of my losses. But apparently that's not what happened. Let's see. I mean, even if I wanted to go short, I mean, it went way above it and then now drop. Yeah, it's very lethargic. Yeah, if I wasn't live streaming, I would have seen this and I would have just walked away. I would have seen the waves dropping and then I'm like, you know what, forget it. Doesn't look like it's worth it. Again, if I was going along, how confident I am that now it went back into it. Is that a reclaim gap? Maybe. I mean, why is it being reclaimed? That's a good question. All right, we're coming up to the hour. I am going to close this, but before I do, let's check out other things. The economic calendar, the greed and fear index to see where we at. Where are we on that index? Extreme sphere. No surprise there. And when you have those type of price action, you cannot instill in the confidence, especially when we know what's going on the other side of the world. It cannot instill confidence. Yes, most people that was on the live stream ended up leaving. I mean, come on, why is this thing blank? Let's see. Again, historically, when that time price was supposed to be dropping, and it looks like it's going higher. Yeah, I think it's just kind of like moving on the contrary. So, not much to read from this. So, this one here, you see like a high and then a high, and you see a low, and it failed to make a lower low. So, there's a divergence here based on the seasonality. Um, so, technically, that means there's a high possibility it's just gonna go higher. Again, aiming for 209 on the daily. If we can go back to that. Well, I guess I don't have the daily. Open up. Trying to get that into the daily, and it's thinking. Alright, so I want to go back to what I was mentioning. So when you looking, so the divergence doesn't just work for looking at the dollar and the index. It also work from a seasonality perspective. So again, you have a high, and then you have a low, and then it failed to make a lower low, and even within the daily itself, it failed to make a lower low. So from that perspective, and since we have a target here for the daily, I believe that's February 9. So I think it's gonna try and aim for that particular high up there. And man, zoom in. So where's the daily high for the 9? So that one right there. Okay. So if he has enough strength, I'm not sure. Maybe in the PM session, he may have enough strength to kind of get into that particular target area. Let me put a clean chart and see how many different pages I have open. So yeah, I'll probably aim for that particular area maybe by the end of this week. Um, Also, I believe we have NVIDIA reporting today. Started around 4 p.m. Let me check that. I think it's NVIDIA. I'm checking my market watch. Yep, on the 25th, we have NVIDIA reporting the earning. So I guess once the once we have the lunch macro at 10:50, that's probably the last hoorah we're probably going to get for the rest of the day. We may have something going on like maybe right around 1:30, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. And so once we have that going, and then we'll have to wait for the fireworks at 4 p.m. Let's see where we at in this particular trade here. Yeah, I mean it's stalling and our connection is lost. Yeah, I think that's my cue. That's my cue to go. All right, guys, it's been fun. It's been Will. Again, don't do what I do. Stick to your plan. Even if your plan fail, just we'll adjust and make adjustment to your plan. And yeah, do not over leverage. Even though I've done that today, so you can see the reason why I say don't over leverage, right? Because you have confidence that price is gonna get to a particular target level, and it barely get there. Did not even get close. I mean, it got close enough, but not close enough for me to clear out that high. So that is the reason why overtrade doesn't work for you in the long run. I mean, eventually at some point this week or next week, I will bounce back and make that money back. But it's just gonna have to be a lot more cautious, waiting for the right setup to show. That being said, um, trade safely. Be careful with Nvidia coming up later on today, and I believe we do have another. What do we have later on for the economic calendar this week? Um, Jobless claim 8:30. Well, nothing noteworthy, but oh PPI. Oh man, yeah, PPI. Watch out for that at 8:30. Um, yeah, government shutdown delayed. Mm. Whew, man, it's obvious when they're resetting the system. It's painfully obvious. So that's that. Um, Thank you guys, and thank you for being here. And then I'll talk to you next week.